Now that Gondo was with him, Ainz, who was in a good mood, showed off another pose of a gracious king and yielded the floor to him.
Sorry, but can you enter the fortress and explain the situation to them in detail?
Leave it to me.
Gondo advanced to the fortress gates and requested permission to enter, but the gates did not open.
What's wrong, Gondo?
I don't know, maybe something happened?
Is that really him? Is that really Gondo the weirdo? Maybe someone used magic to take his face.
Staying alert was very important, and even I approved of it. Still, we would not be able to make any progress if nobody trusted us. I say, Gondo, can you prove yourself to them by showing your knowledge of this city? Like say, where you live, something that only a person who lived in this city would know.
Oh, yes. I'll tell that guy's wife his secret. There's a restaurant called the Black Gold Beard Pavilion. It's run by a guy whose face looks like an anvil. His food tastes terrible, and the only decent thing there is the stew.
The dwarves fell silent. Ainz looked at Gondo, somewhat lost for words. His reply seemed like he was trying too hard.
Idiot. That place isn't for eating, but for drinking. Their stout tastes best.
Liar. It's the red mushroom beer that's the most delicious.
What are you saying? Their cloudy wine is the best. Just imagine that bubbly fragrance.
None of you know what real beer tastes like. Bearded ladies the best.
How about it? Can you accept that this is the real Gondo? Speaking of which, all we wanted to do was inform you that the Quagga are trying to circle around the Great Rift and attack this city. All you have to do is send our warning to the people at the top. This way, our country will have discharged its duty, even if the Quagga attack is a fierce one. It would be quite upsetting if you chastised us afterwards.
Several dwarves pulled their heads back. Some time passed. It would seem several people were having a discussion.
Wait there. We'll send a report to our commander-in-chief.
According to Gondo, that person was the highest appointment holder in this country's military. It would seem they realized that this had to go to their highest authority.
Ainz did not suppress his chuckling. There was a clattering noise, and when Ainz glanced towards its source, he saw that dwarves had trained their crossbows on him once more. Their breathing was ragged. They seemed to be in the grip of powerful emotions.
Crap, are they angry because I laughed? Forgive me. In any event, is it all right if only Gondo enters? He's proven his origins, hasn't he?
No, he can't. No, it's not allowed. Stay there. Wait there.
I had not been laughing at them, but it would seem I had upset them all the same.
Ainz's strong emotions were suppressed, but small emotional ripples could sneak by.
How would a company react if a salesman whom they had never met before smiled at them as though he had something to hide? It had resulted in a mistake. I should be more careful.
Ainz thought as he backed away together with Gondo, and so they stood there for some time.
When Jerkniv came to visit, I provided refreshments, furniture and made all sorts of preparations to welcome them. Don't the dwarves do things like that? No, the circumstances now are different from back then. In contrast to Jerkniv's prearranged visit, I was essentially a cold-calling door-to-door salesman. I should be grateful that they had not chased me away on the spot. In addition, I would not be able to enjoy any drinks they gave me, considering my body. Still, we did give the dwarves very valuable information. I was hoping for an appropriate response. Well, I can use that as fodder for negotiation during official diplomatic relations. I'll bear with it for now. Still, it would probably be better to change and avoid giving offense.
Ainz took out a fake staff of Ainz Ooal Gown. It was a perfect cosmetic copy, down to the metal used in its construction. There was a sudden clatter, which snapped Ainz out of his thoughts. When he turned to look at the source of the sound, he saw 3 dwarves seated on the ground.
Why are the 3 of them sitting there? Is sitting down to talk the proper etiquette amongst dwarves? They're staring at me with eyes wide open. It would be annoying if it's a dwarf-only expression. Their mouths were also hidden by their beards, so it was difficult to see the looks they had on their faces.
Baffled, Ainz nevertheless extended a hand to the seated dwarfs.
One could take this as the intention to help them up, or that I wanted to shake hands. But in truth, I wanted to tell them that I would rather talk while standing. It was hard adjusting to different cultures. If I handle this poorly, the other side might take offense. If they attacked me with something like, "You should have done some research on our country's customs since you wanted to form a relationship with us," I would have nothing to say in response.
Though he was very uneasy about this, Ainz gave thanks to his unmoving face, and kept his hand extended. The dwarves glanced back and forth between Ainz's face and hands, a troubled look on their faces.
Could it be that they're afraid of me? Well, given that I look like this, it can't be helped, right? Reactions like this are kind of expected from humanoid society. Although they feared me and Rantel as well, they had not reacted in this way. Therefore, it might be that taking the hand of a highly placed person was impolite in their society.
In the end, the worried Ainz decided to pull them up by the hand.
Since they have the time to waste on this pointless business, it should mean that the Quagga haven't attacked yet. If they did attack, we could have them owe us a big one. But just warning them about it would count as a small favor, so I should bear with it. Ah, what a shame. Still, which one of them is their leader? Well then, I am the Sorcerer King Ainz Ooal Gown. Are you the gentlemen who are in charge of welcoming me?
Ainz did not know which of the higher-ups was of higher rank, so he addressed the space between them. Then one of the dwarves nodded forcefully, like he was trying to shake something off his face.
Ahem. I am the man in charge of the military.
In charge of the military. I see. So this was the commander-in-chief. I've not expected their top man to come down in person. Could it be that this country has heard of the Sorcerer Kingdom before? Or rather, was it because I brought them the news at a very opportune time? Are there any problems with the Quagga? I do apologize for making you come down in person during a busy time, Commander-in-Chief.
The Commander-in-Chief's eyes went wide.
I see. So you already know why I came, then?
What the hell is he talking about?
Ainz nodded magnanimously, in the regal manner he had practiced many times before.
Of course. That is correct.
I see. Well, as you know, we've somehow halted the Quagga advance for now. No, we're trying to hold them back.
Ho. Ho ho. And what's the situation?
Ainz wanted to ask the dwarf what he thought Ainz knew, but since Ainz had already pretended that he was well informed, that line of questioning was ruled out.
But has anything leaked out about me?
Before that, I heard from my men that you obtained your information after questioning some Quagga captured in Fio-Rizo. Do you have any evidence to support it?
There is Gondo, a citizen of this country.
No. Material evidence, that is.
So, you want to see the captured Quagga, then? I can bring forth several of them and you can ask them yourselves.
An immediate answer. It seems I will have to be frank with you, then. At this rate, an evacuation to Fio-Rizo will be very difficult.
Calm, Commander. What are you?
Judging by the reproachful tone taken by this man, he must be harping on the fact that the Commander-in-Chief was talking about military secrets in front of me.
His Majesty already knows everything. It is as he said. The fact that someone who should be commanding at the front lines is here is a clear sign of a stalemate. Since he already knows that, it should also be easy to imagine what our troops, who cannot look forward to any reinforcements, intend to do.
No, I was just asking to be polite.
However, Ainz could not speak the truth, and instead, he nodded, in the practiced manner of a true ruler. The Commander-in-Chief described the terrible state they were in. After Ainz learned of the dwarves' dire straits, he smiled in his heart.
Everything is developing in a favorable direction for me.